Welcome to the Men of Honor podcast. My name is Curry, your host, and today I'll be talking about motion versus action. And this is inspired by the book called Atomic Habits, and it's from James Clear. And really, he's talking about how to create habits, positive habits that will get you to living a life by design, and so you can have complete freedom. And in my case, there's this concept where he talks about this motion versus action, and he talks about how we get motivated to do certain things that are not actual effective. They are things that are on the periphery of actually taking action and actually achieving the goal, but it's not the actual thing that's happening. So we get this sort of motion happening. So it's sort of some sort of momentum, which is totally good because that's probably the foundation of actually achieving the actual goal. So but then we get focused on setting the goals. We focus on setting up on how to achieving the goals. We focus on doing things that will support getting the goal, and we never actually take action to getting the goal. And basically that's what he was talking about, and that was the distinction between the motion and versus the actual action. And he was talking about how when you do this, in fact, the best way is to explain this is through my own experience, and why it hit hope for me this point is the fact that I've been trying to get an online business going. My desire is actually to live a life by design, which means that I'll be living at home, doing all the husband stuff, home husband stuff, while working from home, and living complete freedom, so that I've got financial freedom. And really, calling it out, I'll be wanting to make millions. I've been wanting to make millions, something that I've dreamt about for so many years. And part of it before was, inspired by the fact that I wanted to change my status and stuff. Now I understand that I wanted to feel, amazing about it. I've gone through some work, and I've really realized that I really want this. Yes, maybe for raising my status, but part of it is the fact that I know that I can have that freedom, so I can actually live life where I'm with my family and spend more time with the people that I love. And that's the reason why I want to do that. And now that I've called that shot and put it out there, when James started calling out the fact that he pointed out the fact that I've been concentrating a lot on my productivity into motion. So I've done everything in terms of planning to actually launch the thing. So I've been helping people like dentists to market their practices, but also on that I've also started talking on Men of Honor. So I don't even know what product we're going to be making for the Men of Honor in terms of getting them a way of kickstarting their lives so that they can live their life by design. So there's things like that I'll be wanting. We've been talking about releasing in terms of Men of Honor, in terms of my own personal thing, like helping dentists, and I've done everything in terms of learning how to do marketing, and I've learned from the best people like Russell Brunson and Stephen Larson, people that are really amazing in the entrepreneurial world that talk about direct response marketing, and these concepts that they teach are guarantees to actually making things happen in terms online. And I've learned those things, and I know how to do it. I understand copywriting. I understand how to build a funnel. I understand there's so many things I understand, but I concentrate more on the next piece of information, and there's never the actual action to actually doing the thing. So the last time I had a sales call for the dentist is probably a few months ago. The actual thing that has been consistent actually is me making this podcast in terms of trying to figure out what men actually want in terms of a product, a future product. So I'm saying that in the sense that when we decided to do this support group for men, it was literally just to have men come over and talk about whatever they need to talk about and get the support that they need in order to actually, have an understanding of life. But it's morphed into something else that we know that there's a clear demand on what we can provide for men. And while we're going to have a lot of free information out there in order to get that level of help where you expedite the result, then we will have that, barrier, which is the barrier of entry will be a cost, because obviously it's time. It will be time for us to spend time with you in order to give you those results. It means that you have to chat for our time. So I'm sort of trying to justify the reason why we're charging, but I've got nothing to provide at this moment, because right now I'm making this podcast so I can put out information and see what sticks with people and what resonates with men and how we can actually help them, because I still don't have an idea of how to do that. But I'm digressing. I'm actually going on a different path. The real reason why I made this episode is because of motion versus action. And that being said, of the desires of what I want to do with Men of Honor and what I've been doing in terms of my online business, there hasn't been a lot of action in order to make things happen. So I've made plans. I've wrote down what I wanted to do. So like last week, the plan for the Men of Honor was to create a page where people can go and pose their questions. But I wrote it down. It's a plan. And I felt the momentum of actually writing it down and getting excited about it. And he actually ventured into speaking about dopamine, that there was that instant gratification that I got from actually writing it down. Because I got that instant gratification and that instant reward, I didn't pursue any more of it, because I got that reward of momentum. And this is the thing that you was wondering about, that your brain tricks you from thinking that you're actually doing something, but it's just an action that you've taken. You've got a reward, and really you haven't taken the actual immediate action in order to make the thing actually happen. So I don't know what it is for your life, the thing that you've been meaning to do, whether it's you wanted to learn a new language, but then you've not taken. I apologize for the background noise. There's somebody changing a tire, but what is it in your life right now that you've been wanting to do? Was it something that you wanted to read more books, but you've sort of bought books and then never read them? Or is it the fact that you've got a few courses that you've decided to get and you've never really taken time to go through the course? Or is it the fact that you've told your wife that you wanted to do something, but you just bought everything, but you've not done it? Or is it the fact that you want to spend time with the wife and go out on a date or do like a date night type thing, but you're still not creating that? You just got everything else that you're making plans, but you're not actually taking action on the thing. And I'm so guilty of this, and I'm not exempt, because I'm actually speaking from my own life. These are the things that I sort of do, that where I sort of create momentum within my head, and I'm getting all these instant rewards where I'm just feel like there's some motion, there's some momentum going on, but really there isn't anything that is going on. I'm not actually taking the actual action that will make the impact of the thing that I'm doing. And part of it is the fear of failure, that maybe you failed before, and then you're creating momentum to feel like you're progressing, but then you don't really take action because you're afraid of failing. And this is one of the main reasons that he points out, that is that fear of failure is what drives you not to avoid actually taking action. But because you still feel like you need to be doing something to progress the thing, you start doing these peripheral type actions that will make you feel like you're doing something. So it's such an amazing concept, something that I thought, wow, this is incredible, and spoke to me directly. And I thought to myself, this is what I've done, even with the exercising and training and eating and everything. I sort of just say, if I'll come up to Wednesday or something, like eating right, training, and then I eat something like, I fall into temptation, and then I eat something, and then I was like, I finished now. I've not done it the whole week, and then just say, okay, I'll start again on Monday, and then I sort of eat away and do all this junk food and everything up until Monday, and then still the same thing, and then repeat the same thing, because I do something where I feel like there's momentum, and then at any point when I don't continue taking that action, or I look for that easy open where if it does fail, then I blame myself, and I just spiral into not wanting to continue doing the right thing or taking action on the right thing. So on that last point, I sort of, I don't know, I sort of marked it up a little bit, but I think you guys get my gist that it's more about getting, the action, so if it's diet and training, it's just, you do it. Even when you don't feel it, when you're not feeling motivated, you're doing it. And we tend to not try and avoid things that will cause us to fail. And we try, instead of me just learning about exercise or learning more about diet or learning more about and it's good to be learning. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm just saying all of it has to be coupled with the actual action. And this is my problem, that I know everything that you need to know about diet and exercise and everything like that. I've been studying it for many years. So when it comes to stuff like how the body works and how to lose weight and I know all of that stuff. But I seem to be concentrating on more and more information instead of actually taking the action. And this is what I'm trying to say, that it's such an important concept. And I found it quite amazing, the fact that he pointed that out, and it sort of hit home. And I thought that's going to be a great episode to actually talk about, because I know that I'm talking from my personal experience, but where you've got a bit of emotion, but you're not taking action, and what actions you're supposed to be taking. Because part of it is the fact that we want to be, and I think he talked about another concept, which I might talk about in a different episode, where he talks about instant gratification, that we're in this sort of instant gratification sort of mode, instead of sort of short-term action for gratification on a later date. So it's just training our minds to start desiring a result further on, rather than always trying to get instant gratification, because that desire for instant gratification is exactly why we end up in momentum and we end up in motion rather than in action. So I thought that was an amazing concept, and I'm so glad I'm sharing it with you guys, because it's something that is actually literally changed my life, and it's no exaggeration. Honestly, it's something that I thought, wow, that's incredible. So thank you very much for listening, guys. If you've got any questions, please go to Curry Mahamba on my Instagram to ask any questions so I can speak to you guys. I like I said, I've been meaning to create a page where you can actually go, a website where you can actually write your questions. So it's anonymous. You don't have to write your name, don't have to write your details. It's going to be something that you can just put your information on for there if you want to. I think you'll be able to claim something for free, but at the same time, if you just got a question, you can just put your question in there. So thank you very much for your time, and I hope to be speaking to you soon, and I hope you're all having a good day. If you're interested in more of this information, go to the Men of Honor Facebook group. If you've got questions over there, just feel free to ask your questions. You can do that anonymously as well. Thank you very much for listening. Seeing you soon. Take care.